Thanks so much for coming on. So first, we'll break this in half. The first part of the story is the people who are on tape encouraging illegality, which is itself a crime, who have not been charged. What is the status on that as of tonight?
After months of investigation, Tucker, these people still have not been charged. We have multiple people on the ground, 4 in particular that we have identified. Let me just call one of these people out. Somebody who was tagged on the internet by sedition hunters and capital hunters as Redface 45. This is a person who is dressed in Trump gear, in MAGA gear. He's covered in red from head to toe. His face is painted MAGA red. He's got a Trump hat on, a Keep America Great Again hat on. Yet he is clearly a law enforcement officer. He interacts with uniformed personnel. He interacts with agents in the crowd. He passes up weapons, sledgehammers, poles, mace. Some of those things come into contact with other protesters who have subsequently been charged with possessing dangerous weapons and or using dangerous weapons at the Capitol. That is clearly entrapment. That is clearly the government creating conditions of dangerousness and entrapping members of the crowd to possess weapons and possibly use them for reasons that we cannot comprehend.
Wait, may I interrupt you right there? Why is it so difficult? Let's put his picture back on the screen. Why is it so difficult in an age of facial recognition, this is the largest dragnet in the history of American justice, for one Republican member of Congress to force an answer? Who is this person? Why hasn't he been charged? That's a very simple ask. Why hasn't it been delivered?
That is a great question. And if you're a Republican congressman or a Democrat congressman or an independent congressperson listening tonight, I implore you, I encourage you to dig into this and to help us, because our democracy and our way of life is at stake. It is on the chopping block right now. And unless you fulfill your oath to your constituents and to your country to step up and to do the right thing here, then our democracy will be lost. There is no doubt about it. You have to help us.
Yeah, we have an absolute right to know exactly who this person is, at least the other 3 who are encouraging violence and haven't been charged. Very quickly, you've seen videotape the rest of us have not seen that indicates there was quite a bit of violence, that they've highlighted a lot of violence. They've hidden other forms of violence. When are we going to get to see these tapes, and on what grounds are they being withheld from the public?
They're being withheld from the public because, like the Kennedy assassination, the government does not want us to see the truth about what happened on January 6th. I filed the motion this week asking for the unmasking of these videos. That motion was joined by the New York Times in a 16-point press conglomerate. They signed on and they said, you know what, we want to see the truth about what happened as well. The police brutality that took place inside of that tunnel is objectionable. There was one woman in particular who was wearing a red MAGA hat who was beaten within an inch of her life. Guess what? She lived, and she is likely at some point going to tell that tale. Roseanne Boylan died at the foot of those steps. Ashley Babbitt was murdered on national TV, and nobody has said nothing. The other side has labeled her an insurrectionist when she was nothing of the sort, nothing of the kind. The truth is going to come out. They cannot stop it. That is why we are asking for the government and for the judge, quite frankly, to release these tapes and let the chips fall where they may. Let the public and let the media objectively look at the evidence here and make a decision about what really happened that day. The truth is on our side. We are not hiding anything, Tucker.
Well, exactly. If you believe in democracy, then you understand the public has a right to know what happens in its name, in its Capitol building, especially if you're going to change America on the basis of that day. Let's find out what happened that day. It's very, very simple. And I appreciate all your efforts to make that come true. Joseph McBride.
Thank you so much, Tucker.